Hey Lemobit students, in this tutorial you're going to learn the difference between public and private. So recently I have been writing stuff like public void stop engine, public void start engine, and then we have variables. So we have been treating methods that have the keyword public. So we need to specify what do we mean by public. So let's come over to home and create a new object of car. So let's say we want to create a new car. So I'll say car is equal to new car. So now we have a new object of car. Now this is a full object. I told you that this is the design used to create the objects. And now we can call the methods of this object. One of the methods is called start engine. Now, if you're using a modern IDE like IntelliJ, because what I'm using currently is IntelliJ IDE. If you use it and then you write the objects and then you put dots, you would see the possible operations you can perform. Now these highlighted operations, of course, are from the class. You can call the variable brand name and another variable top speed. You can call the method start engine and another method stop engine. So I can call start engine now and I run this program and it will process and execute what is inside that method. What is inside the method is engine started. Now this method is public. What does public mean? The start engine is public, meaning that I can access this method from another class, and this class has created an object car and I can access the method start engine. So if I had another class called human, I can create an object car inside here and I'll be able to access start engine. Now, if I do not want people to be able to access start engine, I would make it private. Now, if I make it private and I call this object car, if you notice, you wouldn't see any start engine operation again. You only see stop engine right now because start engine is private. Now, stop engine is public. Let's make stop engine private. As you can see, it's highlighted to be red now because we are not allowed to call it from outside the class. You can only call the two variables. So I'm calling the variable name and assigning it to a variable x. So now these variables, if you do not give them a type of either public or private, in Java they are given a type of package private by default. So in Java, if you don't specify any type, the variable is package private by default. I'll talk and I would explain what package private means right now. But first, let's finish with public and private. In Java, we normally organize similar classes together into a package. So you might have, let's say, classes that work on a school system. So one class can be for students, one for teachers, and one for parents. So these classes talk to each other and work on the database. In order to keep your code organized, you can couple these classes into a package. So a package can be seen as a group of similar classes arranged into a, package. So once a variable is package private, that means you can't access it outside that package. But right now, all these classes can be seen to be in the same package. So I can easily access this in our home class. I can make it public. Now, public means whether it's in a package or not, I can access it inside the package and outside the package. So if I go to home and I make this brand name private, you would see that we will not be able to access it again. So if I come here and do private, you will notice it is colored red now because it's saying, hey, you're not allowed to access that. So in what situation is this useful? So imagine we had a third method that said public void gets key code, something like that. Code. And we'll make this public, So now everything can be accessed now. So I can come down and say car.start engine or stop engine, right? Now let's say get key code is run when I call start engine. And let's say get key code is getting secrets encrypted command. Now let's say this get key code is something put in the vehicle by the manufacturers to help the engine start. And anytime the person starts the engine, get key code is called. The issue here is get key code is inside this class, and get key code shouldn't be called directly for the user, because first thing, the user does not understand what get key code is meant to do. So let's say one developer has built this class, another developer is now coupling everything together, and he comes and sees car dot what should I do, and he sees get key code. If this isn't meant to be called directly from the object, it could cause issues in the program. He could have called this get key code mistakenly somewhere, somehow, and he will have the ability to call it because it's public. And if he calls start engine and get key code, that means get key that means get key code is going to be called twice, because start engine calls get key code And the person who developed this class didn't intend getKeyCode to be called from outside. So what do? We make it private. So it's a private property to this class. That means you can only use getKeyCode inside this class, but outside you cannot use it. And if you can see, getKeyCode is now highlighted. It's saying it's private, so please get your hands off it. So in this situation, the person that designed this car class can use getKeyCode inside, but wouldn't allow anybody outside to access it because it's a private operation. Now, we can also make variables private. Let's say you have a specific variable. Let's say we make a variable called int location. Let's say the manufacturer is trying to get the location of the car and you don't want another programmer to tamper with that location variable. Now, whether we make it like this or we add public, the programmer outside will be able to access it. Now, in order to prevent that, so since it's, you can say is equal to car location, in order to prevent the use of this variable, we come over here and make the variable private. So if you come over here, once he tries using it, you see a red line and his program will crash, telling him that location is private. So that's the difference between public and private. For public variables, you can use it in a different class and outside the package. I will talk on package right now. And for private, you can only use a private variable inside that class. So I can easily come here and say int x is equal to location. This location is talking about this, so I can easily use that, but I can't use location outside this class or any other place. Even if I created a new car object here, I can't access any private variable or method. So now what is package? So like I told you, you can have a package that organizes a group of classes. So in IntelliJ, if I want to create a new package, let's create a new package. You see package. So I'll call this A or pack A. So this is a package, and I'll hold this class called car and drag it into this package. A refactor. So now car is in package A, in short pack A. So let's see how the car behaves now that it's in a different package from home. And if you notice, for you to use a car now that it's in a different package, you have to import the package. Of course, you will see a lot of import statements in Java because you have different classes in different packages that you want to use in your class. I can access brand name because brand name is public. This is where the tricky part comes. I can access brand name because brand name is public. So I can access it in another class, in another package. Home is in another package different from car. But because it's public, I can access it. So once it's private, of course, we already know what private does. We can't access it. But once we make it public, we can access it. Now there's something called protected. Now if we make it protected, what happens? we can't access it again. Why? Why? Now, protected means that you can access this variable only if you're in the same package. So let's create a new class inside this package. We'll call it home pack. So it's like a home that's inside the package class, package A. So I'll call it a pub static void main. So create a new car here. If you notice, I didn't have to import any package here. If you look at the home we had here, we had to import the class and the package. But because this home pack is inside the same package, it didn't have to import anything. It just listed that, okay, I'm part of the same package. Car also listed that it's part of the same package. So they know themselves. So now that they're in the same package, I can easily access this brand name. So I can say string x is equal to car dot brand name. Do you see that? Because it is in the same package, I can access brand name. But home is not in the same package with car, so it cannot access brand name because brand name is protected. So look at protected as allowing the variable to be accessed by, in quotes, family members. So family members can be seen as classes in the same package. I'm just using terms here to help you understand. Public is something that can be accessed by anybody anywhere. A private variable can be accessed only in the class and no one outside. So once I make something private, even if they're in the same package, it can't access it. So if you can see, home is in a different package than car, so it can't access brand name. So that is public, protected, and private, and what they do. The most common ones you use are public and private. Now in Java, if you don't list anything, if you don't give the variable any access type, it will make them protected by default. So if you look, I can't still access brand name even though I've removed the access modifiers. That is because Java makes it protected by default. So I can access it outside the package. If I want it to be accessed, then I can make it public. And voila, it can be accessed. So that is it for public, private, and protected. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and please do consider subscribing. Thank you.